All right, everybody, I am going to go over the study guide with you, and this should help you for the quiz that you need to take on Friday. So determine if each event is independent or dependent. Picking a queen of hearts, does that depend on spinning red on a spinner? No, they're both independent from each other. There's nothing that they have, their probabilities would interfere. How about picking a queen, replacing it, and picking another queen? Well, they do seem to be from the same deck of cards. You're picking it, but the cool thing is you're replacing it, which means that the one probability won't bother the other probability. So those are also independent. How about picking 2 green marbles from a bag without replacing? Well, yes, these would be depending upon each other. The probabilities of the one pick would depend upon the other pick. So that's the first 3. All right, you roll a number cube with a 5 and a second roll of an even number, and we are asked to find the probability. Remember, probability is going to be a decimal, a percent, or a fraction. That's what I want on these lines. So rolling a number cube with a 5, what's your probability? What's your chance of rolling a number cube with a 5? That would be a 1 out of 6. And on the second, rolling an even number, what's your chance of rolling a number? Well, that's 3 out of 6, which reduces to 1/2. So 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 2 is 12. 1/12 is the probability. Tiles for each letter in the word statistics are placed in a bag. You pick 2 tiles and replace the first to draw the second. What is the probability that both are S's? Okay, so you go in for your first pick and you want your probability that you're going to get an S. Well, there's 2 S's out of how many letters? Actually, I take it back. There's 3 S's. 1, 2, 3. 3 S's out of 10 letters. That's your first pick. You replace it and you draw another S again. That would be still 3. You didn't take it away. You didn't keep it in your pocket. So 3 out of 10 times 3 out of 10 would be 9 out of 100. What is the probability that both tiles are S's and you don't replace the first tile? Okay, so my first pick would still be the 3 out of 10, but if I don't replace it, if I keep one of them in my back pocket, now I only have 2 S's to choose from out of only 9 tiles. Okay, and crisscross multiply, let's see, 2 goes in 5 times, 3 goes in 3 times, 1 times 1 is 1, 5 times 3 is 15. What is the probability of drawing 3 S's in a row without replacing them? So this is that first pick would be 3 out of 10, second pick would be 2 out of 9. I go in for the final S, it would be 1 out of 8. And then crisscross multiply and reduce, you should get 1 out of 120. How about drawing 3 cards from a standard deck of cards? What's the probability of drawing a jack, king, and queen? This one will not be replacement because you're picking 1, 2, 3 real quick. So your probability of getting a jack would be 4 out of 52. And you put that in your back pocket. Now you go for a king. Well, there's 4 kings. But remember, 1 is in your back pocket right now. There's a card back there, and that's 51 now. And then now you're going in for a queen. So how many queens are in the deck? Well, you got a jack in your pocket, a king in your pocket. Now there's still 4 queens in the deck, but there's only 50 cards. So multiply and reduce, and you should get 2 out of 5,525. You are taking a 3-question pop quiz, and each question has a multiple choice A, B, C, or D. What is the probability that you got each question correct? So you're taking 3 questions, question 1, question 2, question 3. You have an A, B, C choice. You have a 25% chance of getting it right here. You got a 25% chance of getting it right here. You got a 25% chance of getting it right here. Well, what's the probability that all of them are correct? Well, then you just multiply them. So 0.25 to the 3rd power, or I wrote it as 1 out of 64, but let's see what that is. 0.015 5625, or 1 out of 64. Chance of rain for the next 4 days is 40% or 0.4. What's the chance it will rain all 4 days? So it's similar to this one above here. You have 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 4 days. So 0.4 to the fourth, which would be 0.0256. All right, now in this next section, a password has 2 digits followed by 2 letters. You're just to find the outcomes. Outcomes are not probabilities. I don't want decimals here. I don't want fractions here. I want large numbers, okay? Some of them are large. So let's see. We got a password that has 2 digits followed by 2 letters. Digit, digit, letter, letter. Okay, so let's see. 2 digits. Remember, there's 10 digits in our number system. There's nothing about repeating, so this one can be 10. There are 26 letters, and then just multiply those. That'll tell you how many outcomes there are. There are 67,600 outcomes. How many ways can you arrange 5 paintings in an art show? So let's see. 5 paintings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 choices to put in the first. I have 4 choices then. Once I put that painting, I have 4 choices. Then 3, then 2, then 1. And then you just multiply them. And that would be 120. That's 5 factorial. That, by the way, if arranging is permutation. Remember that? Permutation of 5, choosing 5. You could have done it that way. So 3 different ways of doing it. How many ways can you choose 9 songs from a playlist for a playlist from a group of 20? Does order matter here? No, it doesn't. This is a combination of 20 choosing 9. Put that in your calculator and you'll get 167,960. An area code needs to have 3 digits. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It cannot start with a 0 or a 1. Oh, okay. So remember, normally I have 10 digits here, but I can't start with a 0 or 1, means I only have now 8 choices there. Didn't say anything about repeating, so I can have 10 choices of digits here and 10 choices here. Multiply those out, 800. All right, last and final ones. There are 5 shirts, 4 pants, 3 ties in my closet. How many combinations are? This is the counting principle. Just do 5 times 4 times 3, which would give you a grand total of 60. All right, 16, remember that is permutation. You notice you can find that in math, prob, p, and whoops, this is an old calculator, so I actually have to type 12 first. Math, prob, and then put 4, 11,880. Same thing here, type a 10, math, prob, combination, 5, and 252. And now this one, remember 8 factorial means 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 3, 4, whoops, times 3 times 2 times 1, divided by 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, and 2 factorial is 2 times 1. And you can just cross off anything top to bottom. 2 and 1 go away. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. So all you have left is an 8 times 7 and a 5 times 4 times 3. And you would get 3,360. Again, you could use your calculator. The factorial button is math prob. See the factorial right there? So you can actually do clear 8 factorial and then divide that by 3 factorial times 2 factorial, but that's just too much for me, but you'll get the same answer right there. And you can do the same thing here. And I will tell you that the answer should be 100,800. And then how many ways can you arrange the words, the letters of the words unity? That is, again, a permutation. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, 5p5, 5 factorial, whoops, or 120. All right. Hopefully you will do well on the quiz.